Hello, welcome to Enots Engineering. I'm Alan. In today's video we'll be looking at a couple of tools I picked up at the Steam Rally a few weeks ago. Both are bore comparators and both cost £5, that's around $6.50 US. One bore comparator needs 2 replacement rods which we can make on the lathe. So let's go into the workshop and see how we make them. Now, this is the first one I picked up. Cost £5. It's made by British Indicators, St Albans. Jumble dial indicator. And the only thing that's wrong with it, on this end there's supposed to be a spring mechanism that keeps this guide up. Now, if anybody has got one of these and can send me a photo of what the spring looks like, I can try and make one to fit. I presume it's just a standard spring in there. And also this has got, for some reason, holes on the side. So if you've got one of these and you can send me a photo of the end, it'd be very useful. As you can see, when I press the end, it goes from 0.5 to 0.875 inches. Now this one is in good condition, and with that came a little plastic container with a couple of extensions, I think they're both the same, and a spacer washer. So if I find what the thread is for that, I can make a couple more spacers and extensions. That was a bargain. 10 minutes later I went back, picked up this one. The Boxes Mercer bore comparator. The dial indicators jumble. Still works, nothing wrong with the dial, a bit sticky but probably just needs a clean. The mechanism on here is okay. The only thing that's wrong with it really is just 2 rods missing, which are quite easy to make, and that will be my project for today, replacing the 2 rods. I've got this old die holder which is broken, and that gives me 2 rods already knurled. So all I have to do is copy the ones I've got and just make them a little shorter to match the 2 missing ones. And the ball in the end is just a 1/8 ball bearing. The first job is to remove the chuck, put on my protection board. Get rid of any swarf. ER20 collet. I've put the rod in there with the knurl protruding. That's got a number 3 Morse taper on, which will fit the lathe. And this drawbar then goes through the back of the collet, pulls it in, and you can nip it up on the back of the headstock. Tighten the collet. This is what we're making. So first of all, I'll remove the end off here. That's a 3BA thread. Small hole on this end, and use the existing knurl that's on this bar to make that. So first of all, I'll face this off and drill the hole. Two 2.5mm drill. I need to go about 6mm deep. I've just put a number 36 drill in there to drill out the centre hole. 3BA tap. Now that's squared up, I'll take the Jacob's chuck off. It's nearly there. Let's face this off again because it's thrown a burr up. Put a slight chamfer on the end and then cut the the bar off to form the nut. That's the part I've just made. Now I've dropped the ball in there, 1/8 ball bearing, and I'm hoping it won't come out the other end. Yeah, that's okay. I don't know whether you can see that. The ball is just protruding out, so I'm happy with that. With the bit that's left is this, so I'm just going to turn the diameter down, put an undercut in, and put a 3BA thread on. .63. This just holds a die with a diameter that's turned to fit onto the tailstock, and this part is just the same diameter but then with a number 2 Morse taper on the end so it fits in the tailstock, and the die can slide backwards and forwards on that, so that puts it square. All you do is bring it up to the, you can lock the tailstock on this one because the die can still move, and you can use the handle on the die stock to push it round. Just come up to the end, so I'll take that off now. I'll turn the die around so I can get the thread as close to the end as possible. I'll use this one.
Well, that goes right down without an undercut, so I'm not going to bother putting an undercut in. Turn that round for the thread on the other end. So now I need to get the length. So what I'm going to do first is just machine this, because it's been cropped off and this thread was rolled on. What I'm going to do is just machine this square so I can measure, get what length it is, so I know what to take off. The face to the shoulder, 1.862, and I'm looking for 1.25. .2485, that's near enough. I need to thread the end of that, 1/4 BSF, and the first thing is to turn the diameter down to 1/4 and then put the thread on. .254. So I want the 1/4 BSF on there. That's it. This is a nut that has to fit. There we go. The thread fits, so I'll take that out. That's the replacement one. That's an original one. All I've got to do is put a 1/8 ball in there. That's all I've got to do now is make another body for the next one. These two are the ones I made. That's with the 1/8 ball in the end. So I need a couple more 1/8 ball bearings and they're finished.
I hope you found it useful. That's it for today, and thanks for watching.